Thanks for joining me. I'm Scott, and today I'm going to be boxing up this guitar for safe shipment back to its owner. It's a 1961 Guild X150 Savoy from Hoboken, New Jersey that I did a full restoration video on a few weeks back. Now that it's ready, we're going to box it up. Now in the demo video I did of this guitar a few weeks ago, I strung it up with round wound strings. They sounded a little too scratchy with this fancy pickup here, this Franz single coil. So I ended up switching it out to flat wound strings, which are much more mellow tone. And just to give you an idea of the importance of some of these guitars, this one is Zach Brown's Loudon guitar, made in Ireland but owned by Zach Brown. It was brought to me from across town from another luthier in town. This one here was brought down from Kentucky for a finish repair. We're definitely going to be doing a video on this one. These two are in for setups. These are from some local Nashville artists. That one was driven up here from St. Pete, Florida, or Bradenton, Florida area, I think. What is that other town down there? Sarasota. That is a 1977 Gibson Dove in for a neck reset. Okay, then we have the 1951 Epiphone Zephyr Regent Deluxe that was brought in from a customer in Arkansas, and this is getting a neck reset, obviously. I'm going to be doing a neck reset video on this one. It's an old Regal, a really fancy custom Regal with ebony wood fingerboard and bridge. There's the body to the 51 Zephyr. We're going to be doing a bridge. We're going to make a bridge for this Gibson LGO. It's a 1967, and we'll do a neck reset on that. We'll be doing a neck reset on the 1976 Dove. That one's different than the 77. It doesn't have a sunburst. And then there's another Gibson back there in for a neck reset. So guys, what I'm trying to say is this is more important than me getting views on YouTube. This is about a family heirloom that was owned by a gentleman's father who passed away. He's owned this guitar his entire life. He passed it down to his son, who's you know, in his late 60s now, maybe early 60s, I'm sorry. But he wants to preserve his dad's guitar and make it playable again and enjoy it. And I'm sharing these videos so that you guys, if you're working on your guitars, you can see how it's done. So let's box this baby up carefully and get it ready. First thing I want to do before I detune the strings is just make sure it feels good. Make sure everything looks good, sounds good. We'll detune the strings. Boy, that pickup will feed back like a howler monkey if you turn up the overdrive too much. I want to get it where it still holds the bridge in place, but it's not too much tension on the headstock. Those shipping companies can get a little rough. Okay, they're still a little tight, but they're kind of slack. I want to flip this around. We'll go put it in the case. Okay, now we're downstairs. I'm getting out the old case. It's been in storage here for a few months. Look at this old stuff that was in the case. This looks like some pretty vintage 50-something year old stuff. There was the original bridge. You'll see that the guitar fits in the case, but it's a little bit loose. Don't want that. We're going to take a lot of special care to make sure that the end pin of the guitar is padded. I've seen them drop the guitar on the end pin, and that causes a lot of damage. So I'll take a little extra time to make sure the wadded up paper is stuffed down here. This is the most important part right here. The end pin area.
And then next I'll put a little wadded paper next under the heel. You want to make sure not to use any bubbles. Plastic bubbles can cause a lot of damage to vintage lacquer. They kind of melt the lacquer, which ain't a good look, especially on a thin finish like this. Metal latches and a metal handle. Look at that. It's a neat case. I can't say I've ever seen one quite like this before. But this is in the first decade of Guild production. 1960. All right, now I'll blow up the inflatable head cap thing that goes in the guitar box. I got that from StewMac. They're out of stock right now, but I have a few.
I've got just the box right up here. I ordered these from Uline. They're extra wide and long. And, be perfect for this one. So this one's 20 by 8 by 50. That's a big box as far as shipping guitar boxes go. I dropped the case down in there and then I put my deal on top, and I still have room for about 2 inches of foam on the bottom. So I'm gonna pull it back out of here and get something down around the bottom side.
Here's some plastic bubbles that I'll stuff down to the bottom of the box. That should be at least 2 inches of material. I dropped the guitar down in there. It looks like I had 4 inches, or 3. I'll pull it back out of there, and now that I know what to do, I'll tape up the bottom of the empty box. I use a little bit of strapping tape and a little bit of packing tape. Packing tape alone is a little weak. I've seen it rip, but this strapping tape is made just for this purpose. Heavy shipments. I spare no expense. Brand new box and strapping tape. And even the packing tape is a thicker. It's not the super thin cheapo stuff. It's just a few bucks extra. People spend a lot of money to get their guitars restored because they're very special. This guitar, there's so much love for this guitar. My customer grew up. This guitar's been in the house since he was a toddler, you know. He might know this guitar better than some of his uncles. You guys that have been around guitars your whole life know what I'm talking about. These are very special to people. I'll put a little padding on the edges of the guitar so it doesn't wobble around in the box. And then finally, I'm ready to stuff it in. The padding's down in there. The guitar goes in. And the bubble head cap thing goes on top. Oh, but first I'll put a little plastic shipping bubbles on the top and the back of the case. Just so it doesn't wiggle around too much. Just in case it takes a hit, it doesn't damage the case or the guitar. Perfect. See, I was standing up there. It's the only way I can get up that tall. All right, let's weigh it out. $22 and a half. Yep. These are the Handle with Care stickers. Fragile stickers. Thank you. I use 4 of them per shipment. Next, I'll put on some handles with the strapping tape. On the 9-inch edges of the box, we'll create some handles for the driver, the handler, the customer, and for me. I got to carry this baby upstairs still. So this is a little trick I learned about how to make handles on your box. Sturdy out of strapping tape. Very cool. And then I reinforce the inside edge of the handle with another piece of tape. It's not the prettiest handle in the world, but it works. Check this out. When you have handles like that, it just makes the whole box seem lighter. I'll put a little note on the box that it has handles. People are always surprised that they're there. So if you learn anything from this video, it's hopefully about slacking off the strings, putting the paper in the case, no plastic next to the lacquer. Bubbles on the outside of the guitar case are fine. Actually, they're great. You've got a weight of 22.5. We got our dimensions are 9 by 20 by 50. Now, let's go to the computer and print out a label. Do not go to the UPS store. The UPS store is a third party. We want to keep this all within the realm of UPS corporate, so that if anything, if it were to get, lost or stolen, the insurance claim, we don't deal with the UPS store's insurance. It's all through UPS. We're going to have the driver come here. All right, I put in the weight and the dimensions, and then I will pay the $20 to have it picked up. And it looks like it will cost $84. But I do need to put in the value, which I didn't see. Let me go back and put in a $3,000 value and see if it changes the price. Okay, next page said complete additional details. So contents are electric guitar, and the value is $3,000. $48 for additional protection, and that brings the total to $132.60. That seems right. Let's go with that. All right, so we got our neck reset, headstock gluing, electronics, new bridge, strings, UPS return shipping and packaging with insurance, sales tax. This is the amount they owe, and I'll collect that before I actually proceed and pay UPS and schedule the pickup. I'll see if they can Venmo me the money today. I'll let you know. See that there? It ended up costing me over $160 to ship this, and that does not include the box or any of the packaging materials. I just passed it along this time. I didn't worry about the extra materials and stuff. He's got a lot of money already invested in here, and it was a smooth transaction. He paid with a credit card over the phone. There's our shipping label and one copy of the receipt for the driver to sign. He takes one copy signed back to the office and leaves me with one copy. So I needed two copies there. There's another copy printed. Now I have 3. I've got a copy of the invoice, I've got a shipping label, and I've got 2 copies of the receipt, one for me and one for the driver. Some are going to say that I'm completely paranoid to go through all of these extra steps, but when you take, I'm telling you, I've I've done very well using the philosophy of paying close attention to every minor detail like this. It's from the beginning of the first phone call all the way to the end shipment, all the way to the point where they pick up their guitar. It's a lot of attention to detail, customer service. Bad things can happen to guitars, especially if you take it through an airport or hand it off to a shipping company that is not familiar with large boxes. UPS Ground is the best way here, out of Nashville anyways. They're very good. Very, very good. Okay, we got his copy of the receipt in the box with the guitar. We got strapping tape on the outside. And then we've got the shipping label that will go on the outside. The driver's going to come here later today and he's going to scan that label and it'll be in the system. We can start tracking it tonight. In our case, from Nashville, Tennessee to Fleming Island, which is in the Jacksonville area of Florida, it's going to take 2 days. Ship it on a Tuesday, he gets it on a Thursday. And that is some mighty fine service from UPS Ground. It's all ready to go. He'll be here in 3 or 4 hours. And those are the copies he'll sign. And that's that.
Does it matter which one you want to keep?
No, either one's fine.
Today's the
9th. Always a fly flies in every time.
Alright, there you go.
Think you can handle that? My little handles? Got one on each side.
Oh man.
All right.
Alright, appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Have a good one.
See you later.
Well, and that's how I do it. Get the signature from the UPS driver, stays within UPS corporate, and they come to the house, pick it up, we pay a little extra. And I hope you guys have safe shipments if you ever encounter having to ship a vintage guitar back to a customer. Now keep in mind I don't take shipments, but I will return ship after a restoration job is finished. So thanks so much for your business and for watching the video. And again, good luck if you ever have to ship a guitar. And we'll see you on the next one. Catch you later.